welcome back to Slick Speaks, guys. I understand it's been a long weekend, and we all been waiting for it. Slick Speaks is back on Tuesday, and I have to say, I don't know if it's you or if it's me, but this honestly has been one of the worst weekends for me because I felt like I've been striking out on literally everything I've been doing. All right, but basically, here on Slick Speaks, I talk about legit everything that is going on that includes this pandemic because it is the topic of discussion. And I would like to address being that this weekend has been terrible. I don't know if it's been terrible for you. I mean, it's been raining. A lot of stuff has been like stopped because of the rain and this tropical storm rain. A lot of people can't handle it. So I would say the sweet part about this weekend would be only just the rain because I'm a little heartbroken, guys. I know. I'm heartbroken. The whole fact that this weekend I thought I was going to get something actually, done, made me feel better, actually get going because like on Monday we did basically go into phase 1 for Broward and Miami. So I would I wanted to actually get some pampering in a sense. So I wanted to go out, either get my nails clean or get my hair cut. And I scheduled the appointment to get my hair cut and my nails clean, but I had to cancel both of them because one of them actually canceled the appointment, which messed up my whole weekend. And I have to give it up for my barber, Frankie, for canceling an appointment that he made a promise to. It's okay, we rescheduled and everything, but the rescheduling and the whole process of saying, oh, I'm not gonna see you back again, it kind of felt like a big heartbreaking experience. Like I felt like I was breaking up with I felt like my barber was just ditching me. And the whole fact that he knows that I need a haircut, because I've been talking about it for a while. I don't know if he's been seeing Slick Speaks or he's been seeing the post that I put for Slick Speaks, but I need my hair cut. He knows that. I've been talking to him through text, but in actuality, the time that I was supposed to get it done, he canceled 5 minutes of. So basically, imagine yourself walking into the salon, barbershop, because that's what I was doing. Walking into the salon or barbershop, and then all of a sudden, he comes out of nowhere and says, yeah, unfortunately, I have like something else to do. It has to deal with family, blase, blase. I can't do it today. It really hurt, guys. But I'm praying that this week is much better than my weekend. And big shout out goes to all my Haitians because yesterday was May 18th, Haitian Flag Day. There was a lot of independence showing. Being that said, like there was a whole bunch of colors from what I've been seeing through Pompano, Coconut Creek, and Coral Springs. A lot of people were showing out pride, but the pride only showed for a limit because the rain kindly, not kindly, but like roughly washed us out. So in actuality, Haitian Flag Day was kind of like a big washout, and there was nobody actually going anywhere. No, there was actually people going places, but like they weren't actually I forgot the word. They weren't actually celebrating to a sense of how they wanted to celebrate it because of this rain. And it has to bring me back to the point that this weekend has been honestly terrible and draggy. But the highlight of, I can't say like one of the highlights of my weekend was watching this live feed. And I watched it last night. I didn't understand the whole point of this whole live feed, but basically it was a UFO spotting. It was in some town in America because I tried to figure out where did this UFO come from. But basically I'm gonna have the picture displayed for you guys showing that there was this giant UFO over this town, and this guy basically has his phone out on a live feed. I don't know what type of CGI is he using. Probably the CGI that Michael Bay uses, but it's basically showing a big round circular saucer going in and out the dark clouds. I don't know if it's a part of Florida because it was raining all day. I don't know if it's like Arizona or maybe like middle of the United States, but it was just a weird spotting of some weird. It was just a weird UFO. Like who want? I'm not saying I don't want to see UFOs, but how did you create that? I have to get in. I mean, not saying I have to get in contact with him, but how did he create an illusion that really had people thinking? Like the comment section really had people thinking like there is a UFO out there, like the aliens are watching. I only have to say is if the aliens were watching or the aliens are here, guys, they would have been be down here, um, not terrorizing, but actually in our political system, in our everyday lives. To be honest with you, if the aliens wanted to be here, they will be here. But the CGI the CGI that this guy was using on a live feed, which is I don't know how you do it, but the CGI that he was using was just I don't know. He's probably in 2030 while we're stuck in 2020 with this pandemic. Moving forward, being that we did started out our week, uh, basically started out our weekend, because basically some people went into phase one already, and we started our phase one on Monday. There was this commotion of people gathering, and one of the biggest gatherings was in Orlando. In Orlando, there were it was around 30,000 people showing, and this 30,000 people that was at this event, they were honoring somebody that died. They're honoring somebody that died through a fatal shooting. I don't know if it's police involved or law enforcement involved, but they were honoring somebody that died in 2008. But basically, 3,000 people showed up, no masks, no restrictions, no guidelines, not following CDC, nothing. But basically, it was like a big block party show out. And they thought they weren't going to get shut down, or they thought they were above the law, or they thought that they were invincible, that they can walk through anything. Not saying that people can't gather, but 3,000 not following by federal guidelines. I feel like you should take the right precautions and say, no, let's just stop right here where we're going. But in actuality, a lot of people came out to to this event, and 8 got arrested, several got injured. Law enforcement was treated like they weren't even there because people were not even paying attention to them. But and like I'm pretty sure you guys have been seeing it on the news, because it was a big event that happened in Orlando that people didn't see like law enforcement being a part of it or like being attached to it. But seeing that we are in this pandemic, guys, I understand that Florida, the lucky one, is a part. What is it? Is we are in the green and we are getting better, and we are on phase one. Some of us phase two. Some of us no phases at all because we don't care. I'm not talking about myself, but some of us are in a phase that we don't care, that we feel like that we are invincible. But honestly, we are in the green, and some people take it lightly, to the point that their lightness, they think that they can have a 3,000 attendee block party and not get in trouble. Like, people are still in the pandemic, and people are still worried that this virus can spread more off a second attempt than the first attempt, because the second attempt people think that they're safe. It's kind of like the eye of the hurricane. If anybody, I know I kind of know a little bit about it, but if anybody has ever been in a hurricane, and I know I'm talking to South Floridians, but like, if you ever been in the eye of a hurricane, it feels so tranquil, tropical. Just don't look at the trees because everything's on the ground. Everything's scattered, but the eye of the hurricane is the most calmest part of the storm. But then, literally 3 or 4 hours, you get that outer wall or you get that side wall that you weren't expecting, but it evidently it does come. So that's how mostly people do feel about this pandemic, and the fact that some are taking it lightly, as in saying, "Oh, we shouldn't. Oh, you should understand our human rights. Um, you should understand where we're coming from. We are on a what is it? We are free to gather on a certain on a certain limit, but if you're not abiding by the limits, there shouldn't be any rules. I would say like there shouldn't be any rules. Like if you feel as though that you are invincible, feel like you can gather with 3,000 people with no mask, and you feel like you shouldn't get in trouble, I mean, you should be the first one in trouble. We're trying to get over this hump, guys, not go backwards. We're not trying to take one step back, 5 steps, no, one step forward, 5 steps back. We're trying to take steps forward. Steps forward is the good thing. We're in the green. We're Florida. A lot of states are kind of jealous, you know, because they're not saying jealous. I don't want to say that, but a lot of states are trying to get in the same green frame that we are in, as in like numbers are going down, cases are being resolved, but we just have to get through it. And do not mess with the Volusia County Sheriff Department when it comes to gathering, okay? You will get arrested, and be warned. They showed you on live news that they don't care about arresting anybody. All right? So, hopefully, this whole block party phase, or this whole opening, this whole phase 1, phase 2, like, it gets through people's heads like we are free to a limit. Because spreading this virus is not a good thing. Even though you feel like you don't have the symptoms, the ones without the symptoms is the ones I worry about. So it's kind of like, if you feel like you don't need to wear masks, or you feel like you don't need to wash your hands, you don't need to use hand sanitizer, you're not taking the right precautions, you're the most scariest person to me. Because I deal with a whole lot of like medical complications that I do not want to go into hospital right now. Because going to the hospital for me, what is it? I don't know what's airborne in the hospital that I can't contract. So I'm trying to make sure that we do turn green, guys. I have to make this a point. We have to turn green so I can honestly go back to the doctor's office and get my daily I'm still getting my medications through mail, but I do want to see my doctor, do want to talk to my doctor. I want stuff to get back to the normal, but make it the new normal. We don't want this pandemic to become like a weird apocalypse that becomes our new normal. The fact that we like have to plan out our day to go outside. Like it's getting to the point that guys, I understand that we've been inside for like either 2 months, 3 months, depending on the profession that you're in. We can get through this. You just have to talk to yourself and talk to your star player and say, hey, we are not gonna do anything that's harmful to us and harmful to the society. And hopefully this block party phrase of 3,000 people does not become a wildfire and comes down to Broward County, because I have like a lot of love and hate with Broward County, because I feel like we know the right thing, but we tend to do the wrong thing. So it's kind of like we're stuck in this pickle of like, should we even wear masks, or should we even should we even call our friends to go hang out without any masks, or should we even open up bars? Should we even open up anything? And I feel like the whole fact of this Orlando scandal that happened, I feel like it's going to trickle down to South Florida, and hopefully, please, Broward County, let's not be in the news again because we've been in the news one time starting a block party on I-95 South. I mean, I can't say that's understandable because you can't block down I-95, but they did. And being that we did start a block party in Fort Lauderdale, downtown Fort Lauderdale by A1A, I don't know if it was like 2,000 people, but it was a pack of people. I don't know. I don't know how much would you say would a pack be, but they clearly blocked out 4 blocks full of cars and people because they felt like this pandemic should be over because people want to go out. I understand that you want to go out. I want to go out too myself. Like, I would want to go out, probably get my hair cut, not by Frankie, but I'm still waiting for Frankie. But I do want to go out, do want to have a drink, do want to dance. Honestly, I do like to dance, guys. I don't know if the hat's like tricking you off, but I do like to dance. So I would want to hit a dance floor. And being that we are having these functions, I understand these functions. This function was for a good cause, but we could have had this function in a more subdued, nice manner instead of being unaware of the fact of like we're still in the pandemic. We're not open yet, guys. I don't know how much times do people have to say like we're not open. Until we're open, we'll be open. But right now, we have the door cracked. That's it. Stuff can still happen in this pandemic. And being that you're not caring as much as you should, because it is something that you should worry about because it does cause death. And being that I do have medical complications, why would you want to complicate me with all your complications? Because you don't care about anything that has to do with what's the word? Anything that has to do with I can't say that you wouldn't care about your life, but the fact that you do go out without a mask or do go out and do things like it is back to like back when we were in January, like nobody really bothered, nobody really cared to wash their hands, nobody really cared to keep 6 feet. It is mandatory, I feel. Like you have to keep your 6 feet, you have to wash your hands, you have to wear an appropriate mask to places. It is not like a roll your eye thing. It is, what is it? We're at a stage right now where we're bypassing it. Not bypassing it, but we're at a stage right now where we're at a standstill. So we should keep our heads up. And keeping our heads up, we shouldn't be having these frenzies or these parties or these block parties and not being assertive of ourselves because we can't bring back whatever we got from the party back into society. You don't know who you will hurt. Family member, friend, somebody at work, customer, anybody. Like imagine if I was at this block party, you would think that they would let me back into this studio. I would probably look infectious, to be honest with you. But on a light note, I can't say a light note, but like this is for the invincible crowd. This is for a woman called Audrey Adam. Audrey Adam is basically like a common folk, just like you and me. Floridian woman. I would say they never tell me the parts of Florida that they're from when I'm reading these Florida man or Florida woman stories. So I'm pretty sure I'll say around Central Florida. She went to this bar and grill called Monkey Bar and Grill. Kind of sounds fun to me. But this Monkey Bar and Grill, she was getting some drinks because, you know, we are open to an extent. She was getting some drinks for her, and she met like a couple people at the bar at this Monkey Bar and Grill, and she proceeded to try to kiss the people next to her. She even tried with one customer 5 times until she got escorted out. I can't say escorted out, but yelled out by the managing staff that said you have to leave because you are endangering some of the customers that are just here to have a good time. But she proceeded to try to have human contact in this pandemic. I understand with your loved ones you can have human contact, the loved ones that you have been with through the start of this pandemic. So having this human contact, like, it is good for you, but like blatantly trying to randomly kiss strangers, I think you should be detained, and she was detained to the whole point that she was drunk and they had to kick her out. Police were called, or law enforcement was called, and she didn't want to leave the bar because she was having a good time. I don't know what intoxication she was in, but she refused to leave in front of the police and she got detained. That is a good thing, because like, who would want to be kissed just randomly? Like, imagine she just takes a shot, or like, not even a shot, but like she's taking her drink back, and then she just looks at you all dreamingly and just says, I want to kiss you. I don't even think she said that. She probably just leaned in, and then she probably thought it was like some sitcom or something. And I'm like, swerve. I'm so sorry. I mean, for Aubrey Adams, I'm so sorry that you tried to kiss people in this pandemic. I don't know what caused you to say in this pandemic, I'm gonna try to see if I can get in a relationship. But for Aubrey Adams, I would like to say you can get Bumble, Tinder, I forgot what else is out there, but there's a lot of dating apps out there. You can send a virtual kiss. In this pandemic right now, touching is probably like the last thing you would do, especially lip on lip contact. So, hard pass for me. And as I've been saying since last week, guys, this is Slick, letting you know that we will be getting over this hump. We just have to stay cautious, stay positive. No parties, no parties without face masks or without proper distancing. But stay cautious throughout this pandemic, and tune into another 6 weeks, Thursday at 10:30. And until next time, guys, stay safe and wash your hands.